The following is paid for by the Real Estate Radio Network. You're listening to Real Estate Radio Fresno on News Talk 580 KMJ and 105.9 The FM KMJ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Craig Barton.
Good morning, Central California. I'm your host, Craig Barton, and welcome to the Real Estate Radio Network, the most important hour of radio each week here on News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ. Real Estate Radio is a show dedicated to bringing some rational thought to the crazy world that we live in and helping you to rebuild the Central Valley's housing, credit, and financial markets. You know, within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted financial advice. And it's exactly what you're going to hear every Sunday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ. Lisa's smirking at me already this morning. My gosh. How are you, kids? It's our mortgage pro, Tim O'Hare, here in the studio. How you? Great to have you here, buddy. Anything new on the mortgage front this week?
Actually, there was something new that just came about. It was kind of cool. Yeah. Just found out if you had a loan modification and you have been paying your loan modification for 24 months. Per the agreement for 24 months, you now can either refinance that or do a purchase under Fannie Mae guidelines. So that's a huge upswing. I like it.
And now that is on the heels of the information that we heard last week, the changes with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac,
right,
that pushed us out a little bit farther with regards to short sales.
Yeah. So well, this isn't a short sale, though. This is modification.
No, correct. Yeah. But good news on the mortgage front.
Yeah,
Lisa Constant, our client mommy here in the studio with us.
Good morning.
How you doing, kid?
I'm great. How are
Baby
you?
yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But anytime.
Grandmama.
Grandbaby.
Grandbaby.
Grandmama.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just to clarify, folks.
Yeah,
to all of our
it's not
listeners,
me.
Not me. The buildup is Grandmama.
Gigi.
Gigi, yes.
Grandmama's a little formal for me.
And Johnny B behind the mics. You know, we're also very, very fortunate this morning. We are blessed, as we say this Sunday morning. I've got Michael J. Maher, one of the hottest speakers in the country right now, known as North America's most referred real estate professional, here on the line with us here in the studio. Today, Michael is going to talk about giving, loving, and word of mouth. He's also going to talk about getting referrals using social media. He's also going to talk about two of his favorite Facebook posts that will get you interaction right away, and let our listeners know just exactly what a power note is. And I thought it very, very interesting this week. Michael had also talked about and given his perspective with regards to the Zillow-Trulia marriage that it appears is on the horizon as well. So make sure you stay with us. You know, the Real Estate Radio Network gives us the opportunity to reach so many people efficiently for one full hour each and every week. Our goal at the Real Estate Radio Network is to get you, our listeners, the timely and accurate truth about your local real estate market. And we're going to tell you some financial secrets that the big banks in Wall Street don't want you to hear. So we can help bring you
back home.
On today's show, just exactly when is the right time to install solar?
It's less of, now.
It is now, but I think it's less of a statement or a question and more of a story that I want to share. Okay. I actually ran into a friend this week, a friend who is also an agent for a local real estate company, and honest to goodness, it was one of the most entertaining, and I told her, Nicole, that I was going to use her story on the air this weekend, so make sure you stay tuned. And again, as we mentioned, we're also very, very fortunate and blessed. We've got an amazing treat for our listeners this morning. If you would like to get a leg up or learn just exactly how you can further your business, keep in mind, Michael may be a well-known author, speaker, real estate professional. This is not just for real estate professionals here this morning. So make sure that you stay with us. We're also going to take a couple listener questions as well. Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions or a question about the information that we're sharing with you this morning or a question specific to Michael, give us a call anytime. It all starts with one phone call. Call us anytime on our off-air number at 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. We'd love to hear from you. We'd also love to be a resource for you. Take us with you wherever you go and listen to us right now on your smartphone at kmjnow.com. You can also check out our resources online and listen to past shows from the Real Estate Radio Network on YouTube by going to our website. You can also search for your next home by going to our website at valleywidesells.com. Let's take a look at today's hot property. Today's hot property is brought to you by Win Home Inspection. As a matter of fact, we just saw Bert this week. Our buddy Bert Welsh at Win Home Inspections. Whether it's a residential or multifamily property, give Bert a call today for all your home inspection needs. You can reach Bert at area code 559-363-4080. Again, that's 559-363-4080. Today's hot property is a HUD home. And again, as we mentioned before, and we do commonly feature HUD homes here on the Real Estate Radio Network on Sunday mornings, this HUD property, again, was taken back through the process of foreclosure. Unfortunately, the lender files an insurance claim with HUD, and HUD indemnifies them or makes them whole as best they can. And then the property is then marketed by the asset manager and the local listing broker as a HUD home. 1785 West Calamurna Avenue here in Fresno, listed at $162. This 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,724 square foot home, built in 1972. Doggone near immaculate inside and out. The bidding deadline for this property is daily, which means that it's eligible for owner occupants, which is a priority as far as HUD's concerned, as well as investors. So extremely important to note. If you'd like to set up a private showing, or if your agent has questions about this particular property, give us a call anytime. 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. And we will send you more information about today's hot property right to your phone. Look for more hot properties each week right here on the Real Estate Radio Network. Well, again, as we mentioned, when is the right time to install solar? Well, again, you want to make sure that you capitalize on your tax credits before they are gone here in the state of California. Mm-hmm. But right now is most definitely the right time to install solar. And again, the motivation is it's going to be 105 in Fresno today. So now it's not going to be as humid as it is where Michael's at if he's in Atlanta or if he's in Kansas City.
Though.
But we are. It is a little tropical feeling this week, that's for sure. But when is the right time to install solar? Right now? But here's a great story that I had. Great conversation I had with a real good friend, Nicole, this week. She says, "You're never going to believe what happened. Someone came to her in our office or in their office and said, 'Hey, would you mentor this agent?' This agent felt a little uncomfortable as far as this transaction is concerned. It didn't know that it was really a loaded gun and that it was just waiting to go off right in her face because they get into the transaction, they're getting ready to do the home inspection, and she goes to meet the buyers at the house and says, 'Hey, so just out of curiosity, why is there solar on top of this house?' My point is, she had seen the property before, and this property now had solar on it. So you've got something that's exactly in between. So from the point in time that the property is listed to the time that they're doing the home inspection,
there's now solar. There
is now solar on the property. And she said,
not included in the purchase contract?
No, it's not included in the purchase contract. And the next question is, so what exact type of agreement was this? Right. Was it a purchase? Did they pay cash? Was it a lease? Was it a PPA, a power purchase agreement? And how does that complicate the transaction? Well, very, very interesting. It was a power purchase agreement. She proceeded to tell me exactly how much the homeowner had spent. So a power purchase agreement, those credits go back to who? They go back to the company, not to the homeowner. She had told me that they had spent, it was this astronomical dollar amount. I mean, darn near.
When they're getting ready to leave?
$100,000 in solar. And these were professional folks and had kind of forgotten that they had signed the lease back in whatever, January, February, or what have you. And for whatever reason, it took a while to get the solar installed on the property.
7 months?
Yeah, 7 months. I don't know. Don't ask me exactly what the lag was because we were too busy chuckling. So how do we get out of this?
That's the bad time.
Yeah,
that's the wrong time to put solar on your house.
That's the wrong time to put solar on. If you're thinking of listing your property. Now again, our folks, our friends, Glenn Seaman at Arise Solar, 449-8989. Again, 449-8989. It's important that you have some sort of perception. Are you going to be listing the house anytime soon? Solar could be a huge leg up in terms of making the difference between making the home more marketable and not. If you're averaging because you have a pool and your PG&E bill, let's say, is $500 a month, and you're able to darn near zero that out, and your payment is still less than, as Glenn had mentioned, we're grid parity right at the moment in terms of solar being so affordable. Mm-hmm. The unfortunate thing is, you have to ask the question when the guys are getting ready, when they're knocking on your door and getting ready to crawl on your roof, and there is a for sale sign in the front yard. It's something that has to be dealt with. And you need to make sure, if you didn't remember, you've got to get your agent in the loop at that point. Is this something I should be doing or I shouldn't be doing? And you've got to make sure that you examine the agreement. What did you sign? Let's dust it off if you forgot. And let's deal with it right now before they start drilling holes in your roof.
Good idea.
It's crazy.
Because the question is, how do you unwind it? If you're paying cash, it's a little easier to unwind. If you're financing it, not in the form of a lease, but if, let's say, you're just financing it with one of the local credit unions, EECU, Educational Employees Credit Union here locally, does have a phenomenal program here that allows you to be able to finance solar at some great terms.
Buyer coming in.
Well, exactly, but you've got to factor that in because how many would you really want to put solar on somebody else's house?
So is there now a new lien on this property that no one was aware of before?
Absolutely.
Well, the new buyer has to then qualify.
And do you exactly?
And then
that's
affects
exactly
the debt to income ratio for everybody all the way around, and it could affect the whole sale.
Absolutely. That was the next issue, is that the buyer didn't qualify. And we all know that we've dealt with those types of transactions in our office where we've got a property, and let's say it was a HUD home. That was our most recent example that had a solar unit on it. We had to contact the entity, the company. We had to...
This could have all been resolved with a, can you hang on a second before you start?
Let me make a phone call. Absolutely. No,
somebody
absolutely.
walks up with a ladder and a drill.
And when you set your list price, as far as did you have equity, maybe not as much equity now if you financed it, and you need to figure out a way to actually pay for the system. So, again, if you have a question with regards to solar, now is a great time. Give our friends at Arise Solar a call. 559-449-8989. Again,
happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday. I haven't had enough coffee yet today. Again, give Glenn Siemens a call. 449-8989. Again, 449-8989.
Was there no ending to that?
Well, it's just...
I feel like there's probably not, because it just happened.
There isn't right at the moment, because they did ask the question, okay, well, if it's a power purchase agreement, what do we have to do in order to remove the system? You have to pay the entire balance of the lease off and then pay $5,000 to have the system moved to the new house. So originally Nicole says, well, hey, could this potentially be a solution? Yeah, it could be. But you must pay the entire balance of the lease off.
Oh, sure.
And pay $5,000 to have it moved.
Cool.
So right at the moment...
Sounds like a bargain.
It sounds...
Stay tuned.
What's a bargain?
Are we going to update that story in a while?
We will. We will
Awesome.
update that story at some
tuned.
point. Stay tuned, exactly. Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions or a question about something that's going on in your world, let's say you need some help selling your home, or let's say you have a question with regards to what your home is worth, or let's say you're older than 62 and you're curious as to how you can utilize a reverse mortgage to help purchase your next home. Give us a call anytime. 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. All it takes is one call. Take us with you wherever you go and listen to us right now at kmjnow.com. You can also go to our website and check out our resources and search for your next home at valleywidesells.com. Well, as we mentioned, we are so blessed and very fortunate to have Michael J. Maher here on the phone with us this morning. Michael is one of the hottest speakers in Northern America and the author of the 7 Levels of Communication. Go from relationships to referrals. Make sure you stay with us. You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network, helping you to redefine real estate. Here on News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.us for more info. That's realestateradio.us.
Have you ever thought about going solar? It's never been easier to go solar than with a SunPower lease. You'll start saving money the very first day. Arise Solar has a team of energy consultants ready to help you determine if going solar is right for you. Start taking control of your energy costs. Contact Arise Solar, your local SunPower Elite dealer, at 449-8989. That's Arise Solar at 449-8989. Or use press 4 keywords, Arise Solar.
Rick Ransom, a local guy, began his career in mortgage lending in 1989. In 91, he became one of the first reverse mortgage lenders in California. Since that time, he's helped hundreds of seniors with reverse mortgages and other senior-related issues. And he's one of the few in this business who is a CPA.
This is Rick Ransom. Much of what you hear on TV and radio is not altogether true. There is misinformation. A reverse mortgage can help you supplement your retirement, pay off your existing mortgage or credit cards, even purchase a new home. If you're ready for a free face-to-face meeting with someone with 45 years experience in the application process, call me at 221-5355. That's 221-5355. I look forward to meeting with you.
DRE number 513201, NMLS number 240770.
When it comes to investing in wealth management, you can find good counsel from someone at a local office for a Wall Street firm. And if you do well, a main office in New York does well. However, we at Thies & Duker Financial Consulting Group offer a very different choice. Our associates offer Wall Street experience from an independent, local company. We answer to you, not New York. Thies & Duker's owners, associates, and staff members live right here. We're your neighbors.
I'm Tom Morgan, a financial consultant with Thies & Duker Financial Consulting Group. I recently joined Thies & Duker because I wanted to serve my clients in an independent firm that truly values clients, families, and this community. If that's what you're looking for too, give me a call at 448-8190.
Feel right at home at Thies & Duker. Visit us online at thiesandduker.com. ThiesendUker.com.
The consultants at Thies & Duker are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
All it takes is one call to the professionals at Valleywide Homes, and you'll start building wealth in real estate. Whether you're looking for your first home, moving up, or your next income-producing property, let Craig and his team at Valleywide help. There's never been a better time to get into the real estate market. Start the search for your next home by visiting our website at valleywidesells.com or call toll-free 800-979-3958. That's 800-979-3958, and put the seasoned professionals at Valleywide Homes to work for you.
Listening to the Real Estate Radio Network with local expert Craig Barton. Now, here's Craig.
Well, as we mentioned before the break, we are very blessed and fortunate to have one of North America's hottest speakers as well as authors here in the studio. You're going to get coached up this Sunday morning. We're fortunate to have Michael J. Maher. Michael is the author of the 7 Levels of Communication. Go from relationships to referrals. Now, it's extremely important to note that this being a real estate show, we talk about finance, we talk about estate planning, we talk about bankruptcy, we talk about selling your home, we talk about structuring great offers. Yes, it might be real estate and finance as far as the focus is concerned, but understand what Michael's going to talk about today is this really translates into any profession right now. So again, Michael, thanks so much for getting up this Sunday morning. Actually, you're in a little bit of a time delay because you're back past the middle of the country here in Georgia. So you're about 3 hours later than us. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, Craig, Lisa, and I don't know how I'm going to follow solar and the problems of solar. But I'll do my best.
I'm sure you'll do fine. For those of you that listened to our first show, and granted, it's been about, it's been a few months back.
Yeah.
We had Michael on to talk about the 7 levels of communication, going from relationships to referrals. And do our listeners a great favor, Michael, and talk about the book quickly and really what it was founded on.
Well, it's founded on a system that allowed me to go from basically zero to netting nearly $1 million in real estate in just my third year of real estate in Kansas City, no less. So we're talking $147,000 average sales price. And so a lot of people want success, and most people, if they want success, they want it fast. So I happen to have both of those very quickly, entirely through referrals. So I wrote a book on how to implement the 7L system and how to go from relationships to referrals. I could give you a lot more background about me flatlining when I was in the hospital because of blood clots. I could talk about being interviewed at a lot of places and that causing a lot of emails and phone calls. But the bottom line is I had to get this system out of my head and out to help people and help them go from relationships to referrals. Because one of the biggest problems out there is people tend to not build their relationships to the point of a referral relationship. And I truly believe that the strongest professional relationships are referral relationships.
You know, so much nowadays, and regardless of the industry that you're in, so much is getting away from, quote unquote, or it feels like the relationship is getting so much farther away. One of the premises, or the premise that this system is based upon, is a philosophy of generosity. Talk about that.
Yeah, so everybody wants to get on the referral cycle, right? The referral cycle is people are referred. You don't have to convert them. You can tell them the truth. When you tell them the truth, you are resetting their expectations. You exceed their expectations with a wow service or wow experience, and then they in turn refer you more business, right? Very simple, beautiful cycle. But what people need to understand is how to get onto the referral cycle. You have to get on the generosity cycle. And the generosity cycle starts with generosity. You need to lead with proactive generosity. We are phenomenal givers. I mean, especially in the United States, Canada, we are phenomenal givers. When there is a problem, a tsunami, hurricane, tornado, whatever it may be, we are phenomenal at being reactive givers, right? They have a problem, we solve it.
Right.
What we've never been taught is where the power in the 7L system is, and that is by being proactively generous. And I mean not just random acts of kindness. I mean not so random acts of generosity. And so generosity leads to reciprocity. When you're generous proactively, people tend to reciprocate. And when they reciprocate, we need to teach them that the way to reciprocate is through referrals. So generosity leads to reciprocity. Reciprocity leads to referrals. And then, as we all know, referrals lead to the most profitable type of business. So referrals lead to profitability. And then, lastly, profitability leads to prosperity. And prosperity is not just having money, it's having time and money. And there we go. Prosperity leads to more generosity. So that's the generosity cycle. Generosity leads to reciprocity. Reciprocity leads to referrals. Referrals lead to profitability. And profitability leads to prosperity. And prosperity just leads to more generosity. So the way to get on the referral cycle, like we all want, is to get on the generosity cycle.
If for some reason someone's listening to this today, and let's say they're in sales or they own their own business, and they might think, I think you need to step back and take a real hard look at exactly what your business is founded on. Because so many folks, generationally, focus on the here, the now, I want it yesterday, as opposed to being proactive. Proactive, you talk about being proactive in your communication. So important as far as communication, setting setting the right expectation as far as the consumer is concerned, regardless of the industry. You underpromise, you overproduce, but you also communicate to the nth degree in setting that expectation. I think we were having a conversation, our team this week, and we were talking about folks, and folks just seem, I guess the most common example is you're sitting at a stoplight and you see someone flying through the intersection coming the opposite direction on a red light. Is that a goofy example? Just might be, but that person, for whatever reason, is thinking about me getting to where I need to be, as opposed to my safety or the safety of the occupants in the car, or for that matter, the safety of those folks that are coming the other direction. So it's really, you've got to look at your thinking and change your thinking in terms of, as you mentioned, being proactive, and not being selfish, but being selfless.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but sales have changed. The way to do sales have changed. The age of, and I don't know, this is a Sunday morning show, so here's the thing: is I'm going to say a cuss word only because it's going to make a point, and you can bleep it out if you want later. But the days of pissing off 9 people to get the 10th sale is over. The days of intruding, distracting, and interrupting 99 to get to the one who will actually listen to you is over. And the reason it's over is because of social media. Now, the 9 or the 99 that you make angry can go and tell thousands in a matter of seconds.
And they get instant feedback.
So they can even build a website to your demise. Which will happen.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So it's one of those where I'm so happy about social media because the good people are going to do great and the bad people are going to go away, or they're going to learn how to be good people. And that's the beauty of social media is the idiots and the jerks are going to be called out. And guess what? They're going to go out of business. So the beauty of this is be a good person. Well, not only that, but guess what? By being good, you're going to do good, and you're actually going to do great. And that's what this entire system is predicated on is that it's not selling, right? Which equates to taking, right? Getting their money.
Right.
It's serving. It's the attitude of serving. I'm going to give so much value that they're going to give back to me in the form of using me as a client, using me as a service, and referring me other clients. And that's one of the things that we do so horrible is givers are typically really poor receivers. And they give and they give and they give until they're exhausted.
That's a very good point.
But you know what happens is when givers receive, they're no longer exhausted. And in fact, when a giver receives, they are energized. And what are they energized to do? They're energized to give more. And when they give more and learn to receive more, then they just continue to give more and receive more. And it turns out to be this blessing, this highly energetic life. And that's what I believe everybody wants is an extraordinary, energetic life. If they're going to be honest with themselves, that's what everybody wants, is they want an energetic, extraordinary, prosperous life.
Michael, let's address those folks that might be listening this morning, and let's say they do have a business, so they're looking to actually start a business. And let's say if they have an existing business and they really haven't been focusing on, let's say, the right things. They've been focusing on themselves and really haven't instituted this whole process, this whole circle of generosity, leading to really the payoff that they either won't see or will never see because they think too much about themselves. It's never too late to start, correct?
No, that's absolutely correct. We have many what I would call converts. I mean, they've converted from hardcore closing, right? You see in the generosity generation, there's a lot of people that have maybe seen Glenn Ross as a movie, and there's a very poignant point in the movie where the gentleman is at the front pounding the board, say, A, always B, C, closing, right? Always be closing, and coffee is for closers, right? and see, that's the old way. right? That's the old way. Nobody likes to be closed. And now the new ABC is A, always, B, C, contributing. And coffee is for contributors. And it's truly ABC, always be contributing, is the key. You can start early, right after hearing this program, to start contributing to others. You can help them overcome challenges. You can help them achieve goals. You can find out what projects they're working on, what opportunities they're looking for, and help them. See, there's so many people in the world who are sitting around like wishing somebody would help them. And the best way to get help is to help someone else.
You know, it's funny you say that, because there is no book. When I originally sat down and had the idea of, okay, I want to start a real estate as well as mortgage company, there's really no book other than the one they give you at the School of Hard Knocks, especially having been through what we've been through nationally since the end of 2006. So it is encouraging to hear that it can never be too late to start. If folks are kind of intrigued based upon our conversation and they really want to get more information about the 7 levels of communication by Michael J. Maher, Michael, where's the best way that our listeners can get a hold of your book?
Well, thank you for that. One is I encourage them to, one quick way is they could text message 32665. So text to the phone number 32665, which is a really weird phone number, 32665. But text message to that number, Like, space, so hit the space bar, Referral Guru as all one word, and then hit send. So new message, send it to 32665, and then in the text message, you're going to type Like, space, Referral Guru. And when you do that, you have actually called or text messaged Facebook to let them know that you would like to join my Facebook page. And we have over 60,000 plus friends, family members, and ambassadors out there. Lisa was talking off the air a little bit about the site. I'd love her to talk a little bit more about it if she doesn't mind. But that's how you can find out about my heart and soul. And my job at Referral Guru, at that fan page, is to give you pictures to share and strategies to get referrals today. I have one picture that was shared. So far, it's been shared over 110,000 times. It has 5,000 likes, and another picture has over 10,000 comments, and maybe even more than that. And it has 125,000 shares as of today. It has over 750,000 likes, right? So 750,000 likes on one picture. So you share that. You spread the good word, and it becomes attractive. You become attractive. That's my job. So that's the best way. And then Amazon, of course, right? Amazon is out there available, and I noticed that we're in the top 10,000 books of all of Amazon again, and in the top books of real estate customer service. So, thank you.
Not a problem. As Michael mentioned, text to the number 32665. Again, that's 32665. And under the message, type in like, then space, Referral Guru. Like, space, Referral Guru. To get more information about his book, The 7 Levels of Communication. Go from relationships to referrals. You'll like his fan page. And it's so interesting because Lisa and I were having a conversation. The last time that you were on the show, Michael, we had Dave Martin, the CEO from Netra Digital Marketing. Michael and his wife actually worked for Valleywide years ago. Michael split off, did some things in redevelopment, and then started his own digital ad agency. And one of the things that he stresses is no one wants to see the call to action on your Facebook page or on their proverbial Facebook page to be use my services today. That's not the angle or the approach. Speak to that real quick.
Well, exactly right. So they don't want to see. I mean, here's the thing, right? The call to action in the generosity generation is I am here to help, right? It's no longer find me, sell me. It's now see me, help me. That's the difference between the ego era is what I call it. Is it used to be find me, sell me, like hunt me down, and let me buy, right? Now it is totally like see me. I mean, see me, listen to me, and help me, and that's the key right there. Is if you go out with that mindset of just seeing people for who they really are and helping them, then you'll never have to make another sale in your life, because people are going to be pounding down your door to give you money and to give you whatever else you want.
So business, this might sound like an odd question, but business for you is good.
Well, I'm blessed, right? I have a very prosperous, several prosperous entities, and I guess to go back to your message for the new person or for the experienced person, is that the time to build a great relationship was 10 years ago. Truly, right? I mean, you're starting your business.
Right.
Wouldn't it be great if you had this great business person who could advise you, be on your board of advisors, and help you grow your business, right? But you don't have that, right? Because you thought sales was something different. Well, here's the thing. The second best time to build a great relationship is today.
Yeah.
So start today. I tell people all the time, I've got to have business today. Okay, here's what I would suggest you do. I mean, today. So you schedule this puppy for Monday or Tuesday when you go back to work, and you are going to schedule a one-on-one with the most influential and or wealthiest person you know. You're going to sit across from them, and you're going to find out some way that you can help them overcome their challenge, achieve their goal, or finish their project. Because here's what's going to happen, and this happens at the more influential people are, the more reciprocity is a part of their DNA. So here's the deal, right? Go help the most influential person you know, and then when they reciprocate, be ready. Tell them exactly how they can help you. And if it's referrals, tell them it's referrals. If it's investing, tell them it's investing, whatever it may be. And you have to realize the most influential person you know is in a better position to help you with your business than you are. And I'm going to take that even farther, right? Who has more power to sell my book, my product, the 7L, the 7 levels of communication? Who has more power, me or Oprah?
Hey, hold it. Is this a trick question, Michael? Come on.
Yeah, it's Oprah. Every single time. So what's interesting about that is, I mean, literally, I get on Oprah, she talks about it, and there's 1 million sales, right? Whereas it's going to take me a while to get to 1 million sales. Right?
It's that third-party pitch.
So that's the thing is they're going to be able to help you more than you can help you. So start now, and the way it starts is by helping them. You know, we've heard those stories about, you know, the broken down guy who saves the dog of the really wealthy person, and the wealthy person says, you know, how can I ever repay you? You saved my dog. And it depends on the different answers, but that answer from that guy who saved the dog is referrals. Just do referrals. I mean, the thing is you see all the answers, like no problem or don't worry about it. And and if you do that, when somebody says, how can I help you or what can I do for you? And you say, oh, don't worry about it. Trust me, they won't. And you have lost an opportunity. When somebody asks you if they can help you, what can they do for you, or how they can help you, you always say yes. Always say yes. And the answer is referrals. And then you can taper and or temper their answer or their help for you, right? The answer is referrals.
So you're talking about referrals real quick. So the first thing you suggested is sitting down for a one-on-one with the most influential or prosperous person that you know. So this is for all of our listeners that are that quote unquote want business, need business, gotta have business today. Second thing is, let's talk about referrals using social media. Social media is that boy, I tell you what, it's that big earth-moving machine that some folks unfortunately use not necessarily in the best way.
Well, they treat it like it's a place to sell, right? But social media is, once again, a place to serve. You go there to get updates and kind of glance around, but you go there to see who you can help, right? My activity on social media is entirely around who can I help, right? Who's got a problem? Who's asking about referrals? Who is, who is whatever. I mean, I literally helped a gal who was really down on herself, graduated with her. I haven't seen her in 20-some years, and helped her get a couple of interviews lined up, right? She's looking for a job. She's down. So it's like, I didn't have to do that. I don't even know her that well, right? I haven't seen her in forever. But we have a common tie. We graduated from the same high school a few years apart. And, so let's see how I can help. And guess what? I can. So I get, bottom line is look to serve versus looking to sell. So I have some posts. I have a couple of posts I'd love to share.
Absolutely.
Well, one is I'm going to give you two. Well, here's one problem, right? I'll give you the one that is universal. It works for every business. And then the next three are the next one is really real estate related. And I think that people might have to figure out, how do we apply that to our business, right? I'm in real estate, if people didn't know it. And by the way, I can move anyone anywhere, right?
There you go.
So here's number one, right? This is the number one referral generating post ever. Period. I've done all the research, and it's going to be kind of weird to kind of listen to it, but I want you to really listen to the power behind it. And it's my referral goal is to give 10 referrals and receive 5 referrals in the next 7 days, period. How can I help you or someone you know? ? I am here to help ... or an ellipsis. So I'll repeat that. My referral goal is to give 10 referrals and receive 5 referrals in the next 7 days, period. How can I help you or someone you know? ? I am here to help ...
He's not lying. I read that one often. As an avid I really am an avid follower of your Facebook, and yes, I recognize that.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, I'll just ask you guys. I mean, if you wrote it down, or if you kind of think about it, what's the power behind that message, right? What are we saying by sharing this one simple little 3-sentence phrase?
I'm wanting to give 10 times.
Yeah, and receive how many?
Half as
much.
5. Yeah. So you're giving twice as much as you're receiving, and that's the definition of what?
Generosity.
Yeah, generosity. You're a giver, right? The thing is, we can't go around saying that we're a giver, right? Hey, I'm a giver. Right? That just doesn't cut it. But what's funny is we've been told to be a giver. We know in our heart of hearts that it's great to be a giver. But what's interesting is we've never been taught how to give, how to proactively give, and more importantly, how to communicate that we're a giver without it coming across as just goody two-shoes, right? So my referral goal is to give 10 referrals and receive 5 referrals in the next 7 days. How can I help you? Or someone you know. I am here to help, right? That message, what else does it say? What else does it say to the reader of it?
It's specific in time. I mean, that stuck out to me only because I read a lot.
Lisa, A for the day. I mean, you're exactly right.
Thank you.
Is because it's time sensitive. So anytime, I mean, you want all your goals to be SMART, right? Specific, measurable, and that's not miserable, it's measurable. Attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So that's the time-bound element to it. Also, the goal is very specific. It is measurable. It is attainable. It is relevant, and it is time-bound. So it's not only a SMART goal, in my opinion. I think it's the smartest business goal that any business can have. What else are we communicating to the people who read this other than that we're a giver and that we have a deadline to achieve this? What is it about?
That's a good question. Helping, giving.
Well, and there, to me, because I do read it when you post it, and I thought about it previously, but to me, there's a sense of I want to move forward, but I want to take you with me. It's not just saying I'm moving forward, not quite as quickly as, I want to give you 10, I want 5, but to me, you're sending a message that you're taking people with you.
Yeah, I love that. And exactly, is you understand that it's a game of a two-way street, not a one-way street, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and so a couple other things. One is people are going to be willing to invest in you with referrals, because if they invest one referral to you, how many are you likely to give back?
Twice as many.
Twice as many.
Twice as much. So everybody you know would invest $1 in you if they were guaranteed to get 2 back, right? So all of a sudden, people are invested in your goal. And then the last thing that's so powerful about this is how many of your listeners refer? They want to need more referral, right? How many do you think? Give me a percentage.
The overwhelming majority.
Yes.
Yeah, so 100% maybe, right?
Yeah.
And then here's the thing. How many of your listeners that have businesses, what percentage of them referrals are important to their business?
A good majority.
Yeah, so maybe even 100%, 90 to 100%. So here's the thing, right, is they want and need referrals, and referrals are important. But so here's the question is do they have a referral goal? Right? How do you find out if something is important to someone or if they want and need something? Well, the easiest way in the world is they have a goal. They have a goal about that, right? They want to shoot a 78 on the golf course. Well, that's a goal. So what do we know about that guy who wants to shoot a 78 on the golf course or that female who wants to shoot a 78 on the golf course? Well, we instantly know that golf is pretty important to that guy or that gal, and that he's very specific or she's very specific with what it's specific, measurable, maybe it's attainable, we don't know. It's relevant for them, and it's time bound, right? So by the end of the year, they want to shoot a 78. So what can we do for that person who wants to shoot a 78? We could get them short game lessons. We could get them putting lessons. We could get them driving lessons with the local pro at the golf course. We could get them a round of golf with someone. We could, we could get them golf balls. As simple as that, right? That recognizes that we listened and learned about their goal. That all of those would help them achieve their goal. Well, that's the power of the referral goal. Is nobody knows. Nobody knows that you want and need referrals. Nobody knows that referrals are important to you and your business. They don't know because we've never communicated it, right? What we do is we assume everyone knows that referrals are important to you and that you want and need referrals. But what do we also communicate? We also communicate that we're rock stars, that we're superstars, that we're so successful that we don't need referrals, that we don't need business because we're so dang successful. But the truth is we always need referrals. We always want referrals, and referrals are important to us always. So this one post on Facebook says all of that. It says, I want and need referrals. It says, I have a goal to achieve this. Referrals are important to me. I set a weekly goal on it, which is great. And I'm a giver because I give twice as many as I receive. And I'm taking you with me. Who wants to join me in achieving this referral goal? Oh, you all want to help me achieve my referral goal? That's great, because I also want you to achieve your referral goal.
We've all got our hands up in the studio, just so you know, Michael.
That is so Fresno. That's awesome.
Oh, so
hands in the air.
Yeah, exactly. So when you say, explain high tech and high touch.
Yeah. Well, people were hoping that social media was the end-all, be-all, right? They were hoping I could go to social media and everybody would come running to my door. Well, the thing is you also have to have the elements of the offline to go with the online. Like I said earlier about taking your most influential person on a one-on-one. Well, I didn't say, tag them on Facebook or connect with them on Facebook and this, that. No, I said sit down. Imagine what you could learn from the most influential business person in your community. I mean, I would be like a load of questions. I would be just like, what do you do what about your first hire? What about your last hire? How did you fire someone? Have you ever hired family? Have you ever fired family? Have you, all of these different,
right.
I would have so many questions. And I have to tell you, two of my questions for sure would be, what are your goals? And what is your biggest challenge right now? Well, you can't ask those questions and get real answers on social media or even in a text, right? It's okay to ask them on a phone, but the number one way to really connect with someone is one-on-one. They will disclose to you. They will give you the most honest answers, period, in a one-on-one. If there is even one other person sitting at the table with you, you will get a different answer. And trust me, I've had tens of thousands of one-on-ones, and I've had tens of thousands one-on-twos, twos-on-threes, and so on and so forth.
Just doesn't work the same way when you've got them one-on-one, does it?
Well, it goes back to intimacy, right? And there's more intimacy in a one-on-one than any other type of communication. And intimacy really means into me, you see, right?
There you go. So high tech meaning high touch. Social media is definitely an integral part of the philosophy that you need to have. High touch means that you got to get the one-on-ones in place so that you are able to connect.
That's exactly right. Social media is a great touch. I mean, it's what it is it's the one-on-ones and the events and seminars and the phone calls and the handwritten notes. The top 4 levels of the 7 levels of communication from my book are to help people go from a 1 through 7 relationship, right, or even a 0 through 7, which is not even in the referral zone, right? To a 9-10 level. A 9 is a champion, and a 10 is an ambassador. And what I mean by that is at 9-10, that's when you're in the referral zone in the relationship with another person, right? They're referring you like regularly, or they first pop up and refer you, right? They're in the referral zone. Well, what social media and all electronic communication, quite honestly, does is it helps you keep them at a 9-10 level. But the warning here is that it's easier to take someone from a 9 to a 5 with the wrong email or the wrong post than it is to take someone from a 5 to a 6 with an email or a post. Right? We've all had those emails that it's like, oops. So it's it's good stuff, man. I'll tell you, I'm watching the world of sales change right in front of my eyes, and the consumer is responding just more beautifully than ever before. And people who are delivering the generosity generation are having the time of their life by helping others, and they're the most prosperous they've ever been in their life because of the reciprocity and the referrals. So it's just I'll tell you, it's been a blessing. I'm so glad that I nearly died. I'm so glad I nearly, I flatlined in the hospital that day, because I'd be one of those people, right? I should write a book someday. And instead, someday came up and slapped me across the face and said, get it out.
There you go.
Get it out.
So it is better to give than to receive. And our special guest this morning, Michael J. Maher, definitely embodies that message. Michael, thanks so much for your time. As always, it is so great to have you as our special guest here on the Real Estate Radio Network. Again, if you'd like more information about, let's say you'd like a trail to Michael's Facebook page, text the number 32665 and the message, and then a space, Referral Guru. Again, and then a space, Referral Guru. Or you can also go to Michael's website at Michael J. Maher. That's Maher, michaeljmaher.com. You can also like him on Facebook and follow him on Twitter at michaeljmaher.com. Again, thank you so much, sir. It's always a blessing to have you. I always get fired up when we have you on the show.
Craig, Lisa, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I certainly appreciate the opportunity. You guys are doing such a great service for the Fresno area and beyond. And I want a call out to all the listeners to listen, spread the word about this show. This show is changing lives. It helped you today. So spread the word. Just tell one other person. Each one, reach one. Just each of you reach out to one other person and let them know about Craig, Lisa, and what they have going on with the show, because it's good stuff. And awesome. Craig, Lisa, I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Our goal with the Real Estate Radio Network is to get you, our listeners, the timely and accurate truth about your local real estate market. We're going to tell you what the big banks on Wall Street don't want you to hear, so we can help bring you back home. Don't forget to tune into the Real Estate Radio Network next Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ.
Preceding is paid for by the Real Estate Radio Network.